I have bad news for B.O.B. The world is not flat, nor is the world round, as Neil Tyson suggests. In fact, according to Steve Stoute's book, The Tanning of America, the world is indeed tan. And we're going to talk about it today on the Higher Hip Hop Book Review. Yo.
Read a book, read a book, read 'em up. Book, read a book, read a book, read 'em up.
The Tanning of America was published by Gotham Books in 2011 and is 290 pages. Steve Stoute is the founder and CEO of Translation, which is a brand development and marketing company, and obviously he's the author of the book, The Tanning of America. He's also the person who coined the term tanning in the first place. Now, depending on who you ask, Steve Stoute is either an innovator and a genius in the marketing industry, or, in the words of Damon Dash, he's a culture vulture.
I don't like Steve Stoute. Nobody really likes him. He's a culture vulture.
Right.
Neither of those topics are going to be discussed today. We're just going to focus on the book, but you can give me your opinions on what you think Steve is in the comments below. Now, in his book, Mr. Stoute draws direct parallels between the birth and growth of hip-hop to the changes that marketing agencies all over the world have had to undergo in order to stay relevant. Hip-hop, he argues, is no longer a black or brown thing, just regarded as a genre of music. Steve Stoute suggests that hip-hop is a full-out culture. It's a set of codes and actions and thoughts that guide like-minded individuals all over the world. Tanning, therefore, represents the blurring of common demographic statuses and cultural lines using the power of hip-hop. It took me a strong 3 weeks to read this book. I wasn't as glued to it as I thought I was going to be. So because I wasn't as attached, it was easy for me to take breaks, and sometimes those breaks lasted days at a time. The book is verbose, but it's not complicated. He does make some references to hip-hop artists that younger readers might not be familiar with, but it's nothing a Google search couldn't handle. You ever been genuinely excited to see an old member of your family, like a grandma or old uncle you haven't seen in a while, and then you get to talking to them, and a couple minutes into the conversation, you really just want to rip your eyeballs out because they're just talking about the same thing over and over. That's exactly how I felt reading this book. On the one hand, I did enjoy reading about Mr. Stoute's personal background, his work in the music industry, and how he parlayed that into marketing. I appreciate the specific anecdotes that he gave to kind of give us some insight on the connections that he made with people. I think those anecdotes added depth to his concept of tanning, like when he talks about the relationship between Run DMC and Adidas, or how he and his company helped Reebok market Allen Iverson. On the other hand, after a while, this book that I thought was going to be just totally about hip-hop's influence on global marketing started to feel like one big pat on the back for Mr. Stoute. I mean, I get it. It's his book, it's his life, it's his perspective. So obviously it's going to be his point of view. But after a while, I just felt like he was just telling the same stories over and over. It's just, look how cool I made insert brand. It would have been dope if Mr. Stoute explained tanning without always referring to Translations LLC, which is the company that he owns, his marketing firm. If hip hop is this big, powerful culture that's shaping marketing and economics all over the world, I feel like he could have pulled examples from other people who are doing it right. So as the book is written, like I said, it just really comes off as one big propaganda piece for Steve Stoute and Translations LLC. Lastly, it would have been dope if he would have given us some insight on how we can use hip hop culture and this newfound concept of tanning to maybe create businesses of our own. He told us that there was sausage. He gave us examples how the sausage was made, but he never really gave us the tools to do it ourselves. And I think that's one missing component that I was expecting to see in the book, but didn't. Overall, I would give the book a 3 out of 5 stars. If it had more examples of tanning in the real world outside of the framework of his company, if he gave some examples on how we as hip hop connoisseurs and those of us who are interested in marketing could use tanning to our benefit, I would have definitely given it 5 out of 5 stars, no doubt. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. That's my opinion on the book, but I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. So if you've read The Tanning of America by Steve Stoute, leave me your opinions in the comment section below. I greatly appreciate it. Also, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Higher Learning is a nonprofit organization based in North Charleston that uses hip hop to teach life skills to at-risk students. Let's meet Reading Trill, and until next time, I don't have a fancy outro yet, so peace.